Hey YouTube, hey Grand Rising. I hope everyone is feeling well on this rise. So, talking about your shadow self. It's a good subject because it was a question that came up to me, and I didn't think much about it at first because there's a lot of people out there that's teaching it and that's talking about it. And Source was like, well, your channel is about the physical meeting the spiritual, remember? And I said, yeah, okay. So I'll talk about it. So I did well, I won't say that. But anyway, these videos are not, they're not rehearsed. I don't edit them or anything. So you get it how I come, as if you are in front of me and we're just talking and just kicking it, right? So the shadow self, it was a question that came to me. And, a source was like, listen, and when I say source, how can I explain it? Like, it'll be like I could be washing dishes or sweeping the floor or whatever I'm doing, and then it'll be like it feels like an impression in the body. I'm very in tuned with the body, right? So it feels like an impression in the body, and it'll be like a very strong thought message, and I'm able to determine whether it was from source or not because of the what's the word, because of the impression in the body, because my thoughts are just my thoughts. I don't really feel anything in the body. It's just something I'm thinking about. But when it's from source, it's very strong. It's very impressed upon me, and then these thoughts come. And so, and then it's like, do a YouTube video. That's the best way I could describe it, y'all. Okay. So about the shadow self, listen, you are everything. You're everything in the universe, and the universe is everything. Okay. When you look in your eyes, you can see it. If you just took the time to just look in your eyes, you will see the universe. You can see it. You start to see it. So that's one way to know that this isn't just something that's made up. See the light in your eyes? How come you feel love? How come you feel hate? How come you just can walk into a room and people can feel your vibration because of your frequency? How come you know in your gut when something's not right or something is right? How come you meet a person and you know that's the one? That's the one for me. That's me over there. We just living our lives and we don't think about these things. And there's a lot of us that's out here that is sharing information that they either read in a book and it resonated with them, caused them to remember who they are, because that's what it does. Or they listening to somebody, or they belong part of a group or a course or something, that they belong to, and they're learning who they are. And so they're coming out sharing these things with us. So, however, there are some of us that are sharing that we should do away with our shadow selves. And, our shadow selves have a negative connotation to it. Our ego, we should do away with the ego, and that has a negative connotation to it as well. And so I was guided to come on here to share with you something that's not popular. However, my clients will tell you, if they could, I'm very different, and that's why they get the results. They get results that they're looking for, and it's permanent, because I tend to go against, not intentionally, by not go against, that's not the right word. I tend to be different. I'll say that. That's not the word either, but yeah, I'll just say that I tend to teach a little differently about things pertaining to our lives, spirituality, and how that comes together with our physical being. Because you are physical. And we do physical things, and we acquire physical things. Although at the same time, everything is energy. So that's why this channel marries physical with spiritual, because we're both. Now, as far as your ego goes, your ego is part of you. Your shadow self is part of you. It's part of you. And it has its purpose. So, your shadow self is that side of you that we consider like the negative aspect of you, because you are positive and you are negative. Yeah, you are. But it has its place. So when you are in a certain situation, let's say you're in a certain situation and you need that shadow side of you to come out. Because it's not a thing of getting rid of it. It's a thing of knowing its purpose and then how to use it when you need it. Just like every other aspect of yourself. I'm communicating with Source as I'm talking to you, so I hope that I'm explaining this so that you get it. You know, sometimes you may have to, when I explain things, you may have to go and sit with it for a minute, or just get it and let it go, and then the understanding will come to you, because that happens for me as well. We're all divine beings, and we're all part of divine source. So you will get it, okay? Highly spiritual things are sometimes just, it's just we don't have the words to really fully explain it. So we all just do our best to share with you what we receive from source, right? Or what we receive from somebody who received it from source in the form of a book or what have you, or a seminar or something, workshop, right? Your ego self says, I am. Your ego says, I'm Victoria. And I'm this or that. Your ego uses I am. Yeah. Whew. So it's not about fighting your ego or getting rid of your ego. It has its place. And your ego I would say that your ego, I'm attempting to use the correct languaging for you so that you really, because I know the teaching is, it's really teaching to be rid of your ego, and your ego is very much a part of you, and you need it. It has its purpose, okay? And its purpose may be different things. When you're speaking, and anything can get. The message is coming really fast, but any aspect of you can go one way, way off to the right or way off to the left. And the thing is to have a balance. It's to have a balance. So when you know what your ego is and you know what its purpose is, then you can use it in a way that's beneficial to yourself and to others. Same thing with your shadow side. Your shadow side consists of a number of things as well. And people say your shadow side, to journal your pain and your hurt. And, it's the side that you hide from other people and things like that, or that you just didn't come into communion with. You don't know it. You don't know your shadow side. These different things, and it's about embracing all of you, good, bad, ugly, beautiful, calm, hyper, because there's a time and a purpose for all of that. That's my main message that Source wanted me to share with you, is that all of you, every aspect of you, have a purpose. When you are going, when you're just out here creating havoc, that's your shadow out in the open. It's just like you're out of control. You know what I mean? And so you might be smiling, and I ever met a person that smiled and they seem to be cool, but inside, you might say they're evil, right? And inside they're evil, really. And everything they do has like an evil intent, even though on the outside they seem to be cool and what they're doing seem to be righteous and whatever, right? But on the inside it has an evil intent. That's their shadow. That's their shadow side. So the shadow is more prominent. Whereas most of us, sorry, somebody was calling me. We contain our shadow side, right? And a lot of times we only use it when it's necessary, which is the correct way. And it's not getting rid of it. It's just using it when it's necessary. So when somebody's attacking you, or when somebody is being sneaky about something, your shadow can see that in that person once you get to know your shadow. So it's all about getting to know your shadow, embracing it, and knowing what its purpose is for. So this is the construct that we live in. And as you start to elevate in your spiritual journey, and you will start to see that you are multidimensional as well. And so there are dimensions of you that doesn't necessarily need the shadow side. You are here in the physical to experience you. And so while experiencing you are experimenting with what you already know, because you know all things in your essence. And your essence hasn't left you. You are coming back to it. So it's almost like we're traveling backwards. That's a whole nother pay grade, okay? So just know that you have all these different aspects of yourself that all it is embracing all of you, getting to know those different aspects of you, and the purpose that it serves for you. That's what it's all about. And in doing so, you're getting to know you again. And when you listen to other people that is doing this work as well, what they're doing is they're activating those DNA remembrance. They're unlocking certain memories in your DNA of who you are. That's why you resonate with them. So it's not about getting rid of your ego or, um, uh, getting rid of your shadow side or anything like that. It's embracing all of you. Every part of you is being embraced. Now, I'm in a whole different space, y'all. I don't have my whiteboard or anything like that, so the background is a little different. I had to take care of my dad, so I'm in his house. So I haven't found my space yet that I really like. I will, though. So, yeah, so your ego, yeah, and your ego can be fun too. You've seen people like that with their ego, and uh, you like, he's so ego, or she's so egotistical, but I like her. She's funny, or he funny. I like him. He's funny though. He's interesting. He's whatever. So you've seen other people's egos, and then you've seen the what we would say the negative side of ego as well. You need your ego. It's just learning it and using it in the right, in a, I won't say right perspective, but in a way that is conducive for your benefit and those around you. That's it. That's it. So that's my message today. I don't like my videos to be super long. If it wasn't for your ego, how would you identify yourself? That's my question for you. Put your comments below. I love those, because I love being around intelligent people and intelligent spiritual people. And I love the comments because they help me continue to grow and develop as well. I don't know everything. I just get these downloads from source, and they're different from what a lot of people teach. And sometimes I hesitate and I question it, like what, because my mind works like that. I'm very analytical, so I could be sort of anal about things sometimes, and just to myself, and question some things and really sit with some things too. So, but yeah, you need your ego. It's part of your ego is also part of your ego is also part of your thought process. Yeah, it's part of your thought processes. And your thought processes go out into the unified field, and oh wow, I'm getting all this stuff. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. But your thought process go out into the unified field. And you also receiving other people's thought processes. Yeah. So, being aware of that, you can always ask, is these my thoughts or somebody else's thoughts? Because that's happening all the time. All the time. Sending, receiving all the time. And that's what that apparatus in our head called the brain. And the brain is the instrument that is used for that. But your thoughts are in a unified field. Every thought. So when you know your ego, and then you become aware of your thoughts, it's connected. It's all connected. And you become aware of your thoughts, right? And then you become aware of your feelings, because your thoughts create your feelings. And then you start to become aware of your intuition, what we call intuition. And that is your communication with your divinity. Because now you know your ego. Now you know your shadow side. And so now you can use them as needed. Only as needed. Right? Because you're operating now from your intuition. I did a video about that. I think I I may upload it on YouTube. I uploaded it on TikTok about to give you a visualization of and an understanding of using your intuition. And now you're no longer using your ego or your shadow side. You're only using it when it's needed. And you know the purpose of it, okay? So, also, okay. So also some people get your ego confused with your confidence. It has a little bit to do with it. You need a little bit of that ego in there to be confident in yourself. Yeah. It's, I should have brought my notes because I did look up the meaning of ego and the meaning of, I didn't look up the meaning of shadow self because I kind of intuitively and spiritually know what that is. However, I did look up ego. I was like, interesting. But anyway, you guys, thank you to all my subscribers. On the 29th of June, I have an event on Instagram. So subscribe. Excuse me. My Instagram, so that you can stay abreast of what I'm doing over there. I am building up my YouTube channel as well. So I appreciate those of you who subscribe. If you find my information interesting, and engaging as I continue to do this and find my space in my new space. And so, yeah, any questions, anything that you want me to talk about, definitely put that in there. Now, I'm not all into this Lemurian type of thing and all these other things. However, I am very practical in my spirituality. So I will do my best to give you some tools and things that you can use, that you can walk away with and use right away in your life. And so on my last video, I gave you a breathing technique that I do every morning. And then I also do a meditation. Now, I want you to know that meditation is not always just being still. However, being still is wonderful because you can get to know your ego and your shadow side when you be still. So one of the things that you can do to start your day, because it sets the tone, for your day and your energy and all of that, is when you wake up, do your breathing exercise from your abdomen. Do that however many times is comfortable for you. And then you can also, after you do that, you can also just sit still for about 2-3 minutes. It don't have to take long. Or you can go outside, take your shoes off in the grass if you can do that, and just be still 2 or 3 minutes, or walk around, say hi to the trees and plants, the grass and all that. That's fun. Yeah. And then that's it. And it kind of just sets your day. Now, if it's been raining and all that, of course not. If it's snowing, of course not. You can pick the snow up, though. And I have had a client that told me once I healed her from something that she went outside and played in the rain. Tap back into your child energy again. It's fun, That's why I don't edit these videos and try to make it all professional and all this. This is me. It's me. Okay, this is what you get if you were sitting right here in front of me and we was having this conversation, it'd be sounding just like this. Yep, sneezing, coughing, whatever's gonna happen, just like that. So anyways, I don't like my videos to be super long, especially no more than 30 minutes, y'all. That's just, I feel like I can get what I want to share with you within that time. Okay. All right, what else? On the 29th of June, the event, I mentioned that. That's on a Sunday. I'm so excited about it. So be sure and tune in and make sure you subscribe to me over there and on TikTok. And thank you so much. I appreciate you so much for doing that. Let's see. Anything else? That's it. And I look forward to reading your comments and your questions. I love you because I'm so full of love for myself. It can only flow over into you, and I will see you on the next video.